Good afternoon, Ann. How are you?
Hi, Matt. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. I know you're in your basement, but who plays the drums?
Trent, my husband. So he grew up a drummer. This is his drum set from childhood. And then now our kids kind of dabble in drums and piano.
Is downstairs soundproof? Because I imagine that stuff has got to be pretty loud.
It's pretty loud. It's not quite soundproof, but we have a foam board floor on the room here. And then we also have a door that closes. So it's kind of like our music room. So it's not fully
Mhm.
soundproof, but it masks a lot of the sound. Yeah.
Very cool.
Where are you working from today? Look at your backdrop. Where are
I'm
you?
I'm in those little booths in WeWork. So I'm in downtown Chicago right now on Green Street and Lake Street. And I'm just here just for a day. I did a couple meetings yesterday, and then today I just got a bunch of work in at WeWork. And then after this, I'm gonna head to the suburbs, kind of meet some friends. So kind of busy trip, and then yeah, and there's a lot going on. So
I love that. What have been some of your meetings? Are you talking with your clients or are you talking with potential business partners? What does that look like?
neither. It's more like other business owners, but they're not customers of mine or anything. They're just like part of my network. So
Hmm.
we just talk. Like a lot of conversations yesterday were like around AI and a lot of both the. Actually, I met someone on the airplane that's also a business owner, and that was a good conversation. And all three themes that I talked yesterday was how it's really hard to hire, just like younger talent, and there is like a huge entitlement factor. And I think it goes both ways. Like I think they're seeing it from entitlement, but then the people they're hiring, they're not seeing it from that. So there's a disconnect somewhere, and it's
Yeah.
like a big theme. I talked to an investment banker on the airplane, and then I was talking. Then the other two guys were, one runs a very large organization, and then the other one runs. Actually, both of them run very large organizations.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, one of my other friends, his company deals with like it's like 10 bit. His company's in crypto. There's like $10 billion of volume going in there. It's like that's huge.
That's insane.
Um, yeah, the company makes money off the transfer fee. It's not like gas fees, but similar. So
Wow.
like as long as there's a huge amount of volume, they make money. So they're trying to
Jeez.
expand in the U.S. because right now they're in Europe and Japan, and then
Very
um,
cool.
yeah. So it was fun yesterday, but it was a common theme. I was just doing a lot of talking yesterday. And
Hmm.
then previously, before that, I was just having a lot of meetings past 2 days. I was talking with an actual customer of mine, and she, one of her like biggest pain points she has is like the past couple months, maybe for her, it was like even past like 4 or 5 months, is it's like really hard just to jumpstart marketing.
Yes.
Um, and, she's just, right now she's like, I throw things at the wall and nothing's working.
Hmm.
And I'm like trying to just share my experience, because I think there's like many right answers. I don't even think there's any wrong answers, to be honest. It's more like it is kind of sticking things to a wall. But if you do it from a science, if you do it in a way you can measure it, you can make incremental improvements. So I was just sharing my experience where it's like if she's trying to do short form videos, like she gets 14 signups a day from short form videos, organic. And I was like, that's amazing.
That is
But then she
amazing.
was, and then she was like, well, these signups aren't converting. And then it's like, well, are they the right
Um,
user in the first place?
right.
And she doesn't know. And I was like,
Mm.
well, you gotta talk to them or see what their behavior is, right? There's tools that you can see what their session looks like as they're using the product. And for her, it's like, well, how much work, the true question is how much work before I make money? And it's like, well, if you measure it and they turn out to be they are your ideal users, then you have a product problem, you have a UX problem, and you got to iterate against that. To me, that's very easy to solve because you have the traffic and you just got to iterate against that traffic each day.
Hmm.
If it's a distribution problem, meaning you're getting signups but not their ideal target audience,
Uh-huh.
then that's much harder because okay, you found an organic way to get signups, but then you discover that's the wrong audience. Well, how do you do the same process but target your audience? Well,
Right.
maybe that content doesn't work for them, right?
Right.
Um, So, and I was like, I don't have any advice on that because that content is like a creative process. We go through it today, and it's like, you don't really quite know what works until you hit all the, right notes. And like by notes meaning like, well, some of her videos have good hooks. Some of her videos have good explanations. It's a lot more. It's kind of like show and tell and a little bit of education. No call to actions or anything.
Yeah.
And it works pretty well for like a general audience. But if she's trying to get like more B2B users, it might need to lean into an even stronger hook because you're trying to educate. So it's a stronger hook plus a little more education, and then you have to figure out what target audiences are browsing or searching for on TikTok and YouTube.
Right.
That where your content's going to plug in. There's no answer to that.
No. And it's really just marketing is mixing the message and then who it's for, where they live, and then how it's delivered. And so,
but even if you do all that right and you don't get views, right, and you do that or maybe you don't get signups in this case, you don't get signups 2, 3, 4, 5 times. What's wrong? Because that's what she's in. So, right, like we review the content. It's like, well, I think the content's relevant enough. I think just from a marketing perspective, it's probably just not compelling. It just blends in. And it's like, well, I can't really explain how to stand out, but your recipe is right.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think too, what I think about in marketing a lot is I try to market to the person instead of the business because the business isn't a thing scrolling the internet. And so when you're thinking of the people who are your target market within the business that you want to be doing business with, you have to think about their personal behaviorisms and how they're using technology. Because if you're not connecting with them in person, over the phone, or with direct mail and outdoor marketing, your only other approach is digital. And so if you're thinking of all the digital ways that they're behaving, and you think about consumer behavior, this was actually a class I guest lectured on at Colorado State a few times, is buyer behavior. And you're thinking about buyer behavior of where you're going to convert them. You have to think about them as a person. And so are they going to be taking an 11:45 lunch break on a Thursday, kind of exhausted in a really, high productivity day? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is usually high productivity day. And are they going to want to check out? Where are they going to go? Are they going to go to TikTok? Are they going to go to Instagram? Are they going to want to find something funny? Well, how are you going to break through the noise without marketing to them? Maybe your marketing is a fun content story of you as a person doing something or saying something that's relatable to them as a person. They like it, so they click, and then they see, oh, you offer this thing. But you're going to have to hit them several times for them to even convert to sign up. Like, it's really rare, in my opinion, to have a product or service where you can literally hit them once and first impression gets them to convert. Like, that's...
Oh, I disagree. No, I disagree.
Okay, this is good.
I mean, more... I would say like at least 5,000 of my signups came from single point direct marketing.
From what video. Source? On socials?
Influencer. Yeah. It doesn't matter. TikTok, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels.
Okay.
Those are the top 3.
And you just first impression converted them.
If the product has an aha moment built in, it's all you really need. So like once people see that you can put kind of a face on a website, or it's kind of like how we describe it. It's like, just literally put your face on a website. Here's the technology to do it. Yeah. People want that. A lot of people want that. Yeah. So for me, it was just like, just show it. Don't even have to say anything. Just be like, here's like something I discovered that is out of this world. And we don't even talk about AI or anything. Just pop open, show a little video. And it's like, it's not a marketing video. It's like the plumber or the small, like some weird, not weird, but like some small business owner like that is only serving like one neighborhood. So we just use those as examples, and like it resonates with other owners. We're not selling it. It was just like, here's a cool tool. I'm gonna go check it out. And then people check it out and they sign up and they upgrade and they install on their website, and they do it all within 5 minutes after reaching the website. Okay. So I 100% disagree that you need multiple touch points, because if you're creative or the value delivering really resonates, you don't need all that extra work. And the best marketing is the most simplest marketing, right? Agreed. If your funnel is looking at 10 steps, well, to be honest, if you're not, unless you have a team of marketers and you run with, and you're totally fine with a marketing campaign not working for 6 months, right? Then sure, go do that, because it takes time to iterate each funnel.
What are we marketing? So this is probably where our disagreement is happening. You have a one-click install product ready to go, which I use. ChipBot is the little rectangular video I have on my website, which I actually need to go in and give it some love. I really do. But I need to be using the ChipBot product more efficiently on my own websites. But speaking of which, on our Only Founders podcast website, we should be using ChipBot. We should have a video.
They wouldn't let me add. This is another reason why
you
I
already
hate
tried.
that.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
they won't even let me add any plugins to that site.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Anyway, we digress. So if we have the click and play ready to go, which I love the efficiency of your product. I clicked, I did it. I did my video, done, threw it on my website. Like, it is so easy. There is that marketing, I would say, is different because you do have an aha product versus my marketing, which is a consulting agency. You're going to have to work with us. It's not like a one click and you're done, you buy it.
I disagree with that too, because everything you're talking about is boring, but consultancy and services is an aha moment, right? There are aha moments that are very, very easy to collect leads with consulting business.
But you're collecting a lead for a discovery call, which isn't the purchase of the goods. It's just, let me see if I like you to work with you.
Consulting is a little different, right? There is no one, but what I'm trying to say is, like, that's just really a two-step process. When I did consulting a long time ago, it was get 3 leads, 1 converts. It's like, it's that very simple formula. So if you have a demanding service, I don't even have to say you have great. It just needs to be in demand.
Yeah.
I really think there is no super long funnel unless your ticket item's very large. Like, I would say the ticket items I would be selling would be, usually it would be me or a very small team of me. This was like 10 years ago. I would say like maybe 50 to 100,000. And that was all decided over a course of 1 meeting plus 2 meetings, 2 hours, 2 hours. 2 hours equals $50,000 to $100,000 over a 6-month period for one contract, right? Very possible if your service is in demand. Right. You don't need the extra work. Now, if your service is not in demand, or your service is you're in a saturated market, then you have to, if you're going to play in the most saturated areas, then sure, you need a long funnel. You have to get touch points 5 to 10 times. But to be honest, if you're, unless you're already making 7 figures in revenue, why bother spending all that time? Just niche down. It's like, you don't have to spend all that time creating complicated funnels. Everything's still a funnel, but it's like 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2 instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, I don't ever want to deal with anything more than 3 steps.
Matt and the power of 3s. We're coming back to the power of 3s. Everything's in 3s. I have 3 kids. It's 3 steps. We did it. So what would you do? Okay. For a one-click aha moment in this service space of not a product that's click and download and plug and play, but that's a service to have a discovery call to figure if you want to buy that service with a person. What is a great, marketing campaign to just throw out there?
I'm kind of disconnected from services because I don't really do service anymore. So I don't really quite know what's in demand, but I can say there's a big shift in the market with, there's a lot of companies trying to hire. They're just not hiring juniors. So there is a void of people who have about 10 years experience, but can use AI. It's literally all you have to do is just say, like, hey, I do all this work, and here's how I use AI to be efficient about that work. There's a huge demand for that, and no one's playing it. You don't have to do anything crazy. You could just say, like, here's what I do. Here's what I know you're doing as a COO or COO or CMO. Here's what I know you're doing. And I can, and if you click the button below, I can take what maybe takes you or your team 8 hours. Let's just take something small, 8 hours. I can do it in 1 hour. Click the button below. I'll demo it to you. I'll show it to you, and I'll do the work for free if you just let me in. And if you want to continue working with me, we'll sign a contract.
Interesting. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So,
find services like a very easy business, but it's only easy from the perspective of if there's a market demand, right? I think
yes.
all the services, there's feast and famine. So when I say easy, it doesn't mean easy money. It just means easy plug and play.
That makes sense. So, if you are in a growing business, how do you know if the market that you're in is oversaturated?
Well, if you're growing, you don't really care. Just keep putting fuel on the things that are working, right? You don't worry about
But for
you
your
don't worry about
friend, going back to your friend, this person who
well,
you
she's
were
not in a
talking
growing
to.
market. She's in a
Oh,
saturate. Well, no, let me take that back. Her market overall is growing, but it's she's in the AI space. Everything's growing in AI, and there's
yeah.
a lot of noise. There's a ton of noise. For her, she needs to niche down. Like that's the number one easiest thing. Like if she doesn't want to raise or whatever, she's already raising, but if she doesn't want to raise like a ton more money, you got to niche down and we'll do the work. You got to grind it out. Like I'm doing this with Chipbot today because a lot of our marketing's changed. You got to grind out at every single small step. Like first, how you get the message in front. Second, how are you making sure that works in the first place? You have to test a ton of different top of funnel stuff. Awareness. You got to test all the awareness campaigns and just see are people clicking it or watching, if it's a video, watching it through, not just like watching it, but like what's the percentage hitting near the end of the content, and then measuring are people clicking it. And then another thing is this goes into a little bit of how funnels might work. If you click it and your expectation is you got to retarget them, you're already looking at that 4, 5, 6, 7 cycle. My marketing, a lot of it is you click it and there's even more educational content and all the call to actions lead to something that is just capturing their email, like capturing the aha moment like as fast as possible. And they do it on their phone. And once we get that aha moment come across to me, that's a conversion. It's not a revenue conversion, but it's a conversion from our side because we got the email, we know their website, so we know everything about them.
Yeah.
And from even if they're on their phone, there's a 40% chance they're going to now move forward, adding the little snippet to the website, and then there's another 40 to 60% chance after that they will become a paying customer.
I see.
It's a so even though like revenue wise, there's for sure more than 3 steps, but it's 1, 2, 3 in saying, oh, distribution is solved. That's how I see it. Because after we capture the email and website, great. From the customer journey's perspective, distribution we don't have to care. They basically already 1 foot in the door for the most part. So for my friend, she needs to niche down and start there. Collect whatever you need to do in those first 1 to 3 steps. Treat it still as like an awareness thing. You're not going to collect revenue. No, I mean, I think it's very difficult to collect revenue at that stage. You got to build a little trust in whatever it is, right? Whether it's education, whether it's personality, whatever it takes, you have to establish some trust. And then if they like what you're doing and you're able to communicate or storytell the aha moment correctly, then you can worry about the revenue piece. Like, okay, great. We have these say you got 100 clicks. Okay, great. We got 8 leads. Out of those 8 leads, for them to become leads, they have to actually care about something because they filled in the form. And the form said like add that, for her, if you generate these videos. Great. That's all you have to care about for marketing. Of course, there's email follow-up and everything, but you can, for her, she can just do it alone. Be like, just email those 8 folks every time you get 100 clicks and you have 8 or 10, just email them directly and just do direct sales. You can worry about all the other stuff later, but get them on a Zoom call and do a demo and see if they like it. And once that works a lot, you can scale and then build that in the product, have a account rep. Like it's very easy to solve it, but first you have to solve the distribution piece. So most important, it's the one that takes a lot of grind. It takes a lot of it's creativity and science. Some people say it's only science. Some people it's only creativity. It's just both.
It's both.
It's not 50-50. It's just depending on who you are. For me, it's like 30% creativity, 70% science. For others, it's like 90% creativity and 10% science. It just like depends. It doesn't matter. No right answer. You just have to go and do it and test. And there's a lot of different channels. Some are cheaper, some are more expensive. If you have a budget, just test a cheap channel that not a lot of people are in, or just cheap to advertise or cheap to work with,
Right.
and iterate against it. I believe there's a market in every corner that you can advertise. Is for a digital. For her, it's her product too. She has a wide surface area for her audience. It's like, just test one channel and just iterate against it. Once you get a good message, you get a feeling how things work, and then you rinse and repeat with another channel. It won't be exactly the same, but it'll follow like the same procedure, right? Get an aha moment across the board as fast as possible. Collect some information. If they trust you, after that, the rest, in my opinion, is gravy if you have a great product.
I see. I like that. That's some great advice.
I think,
Cool.
it's grit. So what I'm glossing over is the emotional toll of, like, you spend 8 hours on an idea and you ship it, and then you also spend money to ship that, and then there's no results, right?
Yep. It's grit. That's what it is. Having marketing grit. It's doing the same thing with different messaging in different places and just shipping it and distributing everywhere you can to try and see what hits. And I agree with you. It's consistency. You go to all of these creators, all of these marketing firms, and we will all tell you it is consistency. It's just like nutrition. If you want to lose weight or you have these huge goals, I attribute it to the same process. It's boring. It's dull. It's having a routine. It's doing the same input because you know that over time you're going to be getting results. Like, marketing and nutrition to me is like boring. It's the same.
There's two things around that, because that feels more like organic, what you're explaining. When you're doing paid campaigns, you're burning through thousands of dollars at the same. That's a little different than
true.
Right? There's a
That's like
runway.
going and getting liposuction.
well, no, it's like because that money is not guaranteed. Like, it's basically a bet, right? Liposuction, there's an end result.
True.
This is a bet. It's not the same thing.
This is gambling. You're throwing your money out there and you're saying, I hope our content is creative enough. I hope our hook is hooky enough. And I hope our distribution channel is sciencey enough, right?
Yeah, so do that. And then that's in your head every single day.
Yeah.
And then after 3 days, you lose $3,000 and you realize you didn't get any signups. Now, rinse and repeat that every 3 days for the next 3 months.
Yeah, that's grit. That is marketing grit, and it will wear you down for sure.
So that's the piece that I gloss over, but that's what it takes. It is discipline. Discipline's a given there, because we're already doing that for organic. Organic's easy. Just beat a drum and just keep rinse and repeating.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, you still need paid. Like, if you're for a product like us, we need paid channels too. So,
what are some of your favorite paid channels for your product?
It changes. I mean, like, it used to be heavily in TikTok. Now it's gravitating more on YouTube. Like, there's no favorite. I just go where the market is. Part of it is right time, right message, right location. And maybe previous campaigns, we were just all three hit in TikTok. And now the case is a little bit on YouTube. Sometimes it's on Instagram. It just kind of gravitates. A lot of iteration we're testing right now is in image-based ads across various mediums, because they failed for us in the past, and we just didn't give enough love to it. We have budget now. We have a little bit of time to work with it, and we're going to try to get that to work again. But then, like, we have our tried and true. Like, we just work with UGC. They don't work as effectively as before, and that's why we're trying other ideas. But there's no favorite channel, and any channel can work. Like, I know folks that can make emails still work. There's no there's no like wrong channel. Like, if maybe you're a type of business where a billboard could work. Who knows?
Seriously, I believe there is a method for every business type. And I think that all of the different types of marketing and advertising is still effective for somebody. My Brevo email, like, I will tell people with my network, you and I have talked about my network is incredible. I have a network of hundreds of people. And every time I email them, which is few, I do not spam inboxes weekly, monthly, rarely quarterly. It's like when I have a meaningful update to share. So it's kind of sporadic on when that's going to happen. I will email my network. I have a 96% open rate on any email that I send to my network.
This is
a curated list of amazing business people, family, and friends. And I always joke with people, the power of Anne is I collect good people and then I keep them. And so that, in my line of work, in my personal life, wherever I go, I think that is like my golden nugget that I forget about, that people want in
Unfair
on my.
advantage. It's unfair advantage because very few people have that. It's very hard to build it. So you have an
Yes.
unfair advantage to establish that and then keep it. I think it's a
Yes.
superpower in
Yeah,
itself.
and my unsubscribe rate on that list is like, maybe if I send out one email, I get 1 to 2
Mm-hmm.
that unsubscribed, and that was basically me just collecting them from a networking event or not really knowing them personally and throwing them on my list, which I don't always do. That's something I need better admin for with my VA. Like, here are all the contacts, add them to my list. But I am honored that every time I send an email, I go back and look at my stats within 8 hours of sending an email.
Mm-hmm.
90 something percent open rate. I'm like, wow. So
That's
they're
huge.
engaged. They're like, oh, it's an email from Ann. I'm going to open it. And literally within the first 30 seconds of blasting an email, I will already have at least 10 that have opened it. So it's like quick. And I love that. And so for me, when you say email marketing still works for people, I'm not necessarily marketing them in a business standpoint, but I am marketing myself to these people every time I connect and engage and say what's going on in my world, for
Mm-hmm.
the podcast, for the 2 businesses that I own, for the speaking engagements that I want to book, for the events that I want to MC, because I'm showing up and they trust me and they open. So that email then will spark, oh, and I need to have a coffee with you. I have XYZ. And I say in those
Right.
emails fun updates that aren't spam, real short and sweet. And then at the end, like, how you can support me, like what that looks like. I'm looking for a review on Only Founders. I even use an email for that to get some reviews. I'm looking for this kind of an event to be a keynote speaker. This is the topic list you can choose from, or like whatever way they can support me. And then how can I support you? And then here's my scheduling link for a one-on-one. And I will almost always get some one-on-ones from those emails. But it's not a method. That's not a robotic marketing play for me. But I agree with you. I think you have to look at yourself, one, as a person, and two, then as a business. What is your product or service? And then think about what you have that's your strength. For me, it's my email list. And for others, it could be, maybe it's a handwritten note. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's a marketing tool that you use, that you invest in your VA, and you tell them, like, let's write a handwritten thank you note or a handwritten gratitude note for the season to everybody on this list. And maybe that's what you pay them to do, like it could still be direct mail.
Could be.
I don't know.
We'll have to dive into it. I think we'll have to definitely. I want to have a conversation on how you built that network
Mm-hmm.
because I think that is very hard to do. So I'll have
Mm-hmm.
to dive in to see how you went from 0 to 1 next time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Cool.
all right, and I got to run. I got another meeting. This
Sounds
was
good.
awesome, and
Yep.
we'll chat next time. Talk to you
Sounds
later.
good. Thanks, Matt. Bye.